Hello guys, it's teacher Yolanda here for our session 3. For session 3, we're going to need our student's book, workbook, and our English notebook. Please go and get them. Let's open our student's book at page 95. At page 95, we have this dialogue. It says, read the dialogue and answer the questions. Grace says, my grandparents are going to the Arctic for a holiday. Wow, what an interesting holiday. That's the South Pole, isn't it? No, it's the North Pole. But it's where the penguins live, isn't it? No, they live at the South Pole. But penguins aren't birds, are they? Of course they are. But they're always in water, aren't they? No, they aren't. They only go into the water to feed. Oh, I'm not very good at geography or science, am I? So, read the text again and answer these questions. Ready? The first one, where are Grace's grandparents going? My grandparents are going to the Arctic for a holiday. So the answer here should be to the Arctic for a holiday. Number 2, where do penguins live? They live at the South Pole. 3, why do they go into the water? They only go into the water to feed. This conversation has a familiar structure that we learned yesterday. Let's see if you can guess it. In the second exercise here, it says listen and say the sentences with question tags. So, please, even if you're at home, repeat the sentences.
Student's Book, page 95. 2. Listen and say the sentences with question tags.
It isn't warm here, is it? Penguins are good swimmers, aren't they?
So if we pay attention to our text here, we have so many ideas for our tag questions. Let's take out a color to highlight the tag questions. Here we have, that's the South Pole, isn't it? But it's where the penguins live, isn't it? Penguins aren't birds, are they? They're always in water, aren't they? I'm not very good at geography or science, am I? Can you see? All of these are examples of tag questions. Some people may say that it's sort of crazy to ask questions like this. But no, it's not so crazy. When you ask questions about yourself, it's when you ask somebody else about what you have to do. For example, I don't need to come tomorrow, do I? Oh, I am really the best at dancing. Am I not? Yes. Can you listen to that? It's when you want confirmation about yourself from others. Let's continue doing this, but now in the workbook. Open the workbook at page 95. At page 95, in the first exercise says, choose the correct question tags. Let's do it together and let's decide which is best. It isn't very cold, is it? Why is it? Because the original one was in negative, so we have to put the other part in affirmative. Remember that we saw it on the video yesterday. So let's choose. Are you ready? Let's do it. So it says, those polar bears are hungry. What is the verb? The verb is are. So if that is in affirmative, our tag question should be in negative. So what is the correct answer? Aren't they? 3. The weather isn't getting colder. Isn't. The weather isn't. It's a negative. So now we need it in affirmative. Which is the correct one? Is it? Very good. Number 4 says, politicians are worried about climate change. What is the verb? Are. What is the correct one? Are they or aren't they? It's aren't they, because the original one was in affirmative. Now, number 5. The ice in the Arctic is melting. Is melting. So the correct one would be, isn't it? 6. Seals aren't in danger. Are they? Please remember to correct if you have any mistakes. Let's do exercise number 2. Exercise number 2 is a conversation. It says, complete the dialogue with the phrases from the box. What are the phrases from the box? Are they? Are they? Aren't they? Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Is it? Okay, so let's pay attention to the beginning. It's a conversation between Chloe and Thomas. So it says, sorry, I couldn't come yesterday, but I was doing my project on Antarctica. Antarctica? That's the North Pole, isn't it? No, it's the South Pole. So it's more or less similar to the conversation that in the student's book Jack and Grace had. But now we're talking about the South Pole, Antarctica. Let's learn about this a little bit. Please pause the video and solve this. So these should be our answers. Let's read the conversation and how it ended. So it says, sorry, I couldn't come yesterday, but I was doing my project on Antarctica. Antarctica? That's the North Pole, isn't it? No, it's the South Pole. But it's where polar bears live, isn't it? Why isn't it if we're talking about polar bears? No, we're not talking about polar bears. Pay attention. Here we have the it's. We're talking about Antarctica. That's why isn't it? No, they live at the North Pole. But it's a place where you find lots of whales, isn't it? Again, we're talking about a place, not about the whales. Yes, that's right. I've printed some brave photos of them for my project. Whales aren't fish, are they? Now we are talking about whales, that's why it becomes they. No, they're mammals. And they aren't dangerous, are they? Well, it depends who or what you are. What do you mean? A killer whale is dangerous, isn't it? It eats seals. So, killer whale is, here we have isn't, and we're talking about the whale, so we transform it into it. It eats seals. Seals? Are you sure? But seals are really small, aren't they? Again, seals are, aren't they? No, they're pretty big actually. Oh, hey Chloe, your project isn't finished yet, is it? Okay, why it? Because we're talking about a project. And there is an extra line which is not here in this conversation. Let's look at it here. The final line is, tell me when it's ready, because I think I need to read it. And that's true. Now, let's do exercise 3 together. It says, complete the sentences with question tags. Let's check if we can do these correctly. I've put this picture there. Let's say it's a little bit bigger. So, we have these options. We're working with verb to be in tag questions. Let's analyze all of the sentences first so we can get a better chance of getting this right. Alice's favorite food is spaghetti. What is the verb? Is. And what is the subject? The food. Now, you aren't cold. The subject is you, and my verb is aren't. Peter and Harry are in year 6. The subject is Peter and Harry. My verb is are. New York isn't the capital of the USA. Isn't is my verb and the subject is New York. Mom is very angry about the window. Is the verb and mom the subject. I'm sure here in this tiny word we have a verb, but is it the correct verb? Let's read it. I'm sure you're having a lot of fun. So we have 2. Which do you think is the one that we're going to do? Are we talking about ourselves to another person, or are we talking about the other person? The correct answer is that we are talking about the other person. Sorry, I erased this. So what we have to erase is this one. This is the one that we do not need. Ready? So, now let's start by choosing the correct answer. Ready? Let's match. Let's begin with this one. The second one, sorry. The first one. Alice's favorite food is spaghetti. The first one should go with isn't it? Yes, do you agree? Next one. Number 2. You aren't cold. Are you? Why are you? Because the original one was a negative, remember. If the original one is in affirmative, the tag question goes in negative. And if the original one is in negative, the tag question goes in affirmative. Next one. Peter and Harry are in year 6. What is the subject? It's easy because it's they, so that would be aren't they? Now, let's go to the next one. New York isn't the capital of the USA. Is it? Next one. Let's do it with an orange. Well, let's do it with a pink one. Mom is very angry about the window. Isn't she? I'm sure you're having a lot of fun. Aren't you? Please make sure that you have the correct answers all over the lines. And correct in case you have any mistakes. Last but not least, please remember that we are having an extra class today in Zoom. Please download the PDF file. There you have all the activities that you should do after watching this video, and copy the things that are necessary in your English notebook. Remember, you don't have to copy them, you can print them and paste them. And I'll see you in a little bit. So that will be all for today's class. Bye!